It's always great talking to a director. It's always different, better, always great.
This is my first time in New York City. I want to be happy here. I want to make a life, a home.
Are you ready? Tonight is about family. The first gringo boy who smiles at you.
I never seen you before. I'm not Puerto Rican.
Is that okay?
If you go with him, no one will ever forgive you. Life matters even more than love.
It's such an honor to meet you. You are the director I respected most in the world. It's true.
Thank you.
And I grow up watching your movie, and I wanted to be a director like you. Whenever someone asks me what is the best movie in your life, I always the same answer. It's E.T.
Oh, E.T.
Yeah, it's true.
I loved your movie, Ode to My Father.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that in New York City. I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 5 years ago.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
It was
much.
wonderful.
Yeah. 어제 웨스트사이드 스토리를 보고 정말 재미, 감동, 새로운 볼거리, 세 마리 토끼를 모두 잡았다는 생각이 들어서 정말 너무나 영화가 좋았습니다.
Oh, thank you so much.
그리고 저도 최근에 영웅이라는 뮤지컬 영화를 만들었는데요. 감독님께서 왜 다른 장르도 아니고 뮤지컬 영화를 선택했는지 궁금합니다.
Well, we should ask each other that question, because you can also tell me why you wanted to make a musical too. We probably have the same answer. I grew up with West Side Story as a kid. At 10 years old, my parents bought the record, the LP, from the 1957 Broadway original cast album. And I sort of grew up on that. So West Side Story, the musical, has always been my favorite musical. And my second favorite musical has always been Singing in the Rain. And my next favorite musical has always been Meet Me in St. Louis. So, but West Side Story was always my favorite musical. And I have always wanted to tell a story with dance and song and acting. And I've never been able to find any reason to tell that story in this idiom until I finally worked up the nerve or the courage to go to the estates that control the rights and personally ask them if they would trust me with West Side Story.
저 같은 경우는 뮤지컬 영화를 준비하면서 제일 어려웠던 게 사운드를 라이브로 할 것인지 후시 녹음으로 할 건지 그게 제일 어려웠는데 감독님께서 이 뮤지컬 영화를 준비하시면서 제일 어려웠던 점이 고민했었던 점이 무엇인지 궁금합니다.
How many songs did you do live and how many songs did you do to playback?
한 50%, 5대5 정도 저는 됩니다. 세트는 라이브로 주로 가고 로케이션에 갔을 때는 주로 후시 녹음을 했습니다.
Yes, I found that it was better for me to shoot live if I, like you, if I was inside where there was some kind of acoustical set that allowed the acoustics. And I found that when we were outside, the vocals live disappeared. There's just too much ambient noise, too much air. So we did 4 live songs in West Side Story. We did One Hand, One Heart. Rita Moreno sung the song Somewhere live. 75% of the song Tonight on the Balcony was done live. And then A Boy Like That was done live. So we did 4 live. And what's amazing about doing it live is you can really tell that, because, the actors, the performing artists are still singing to playback. If you do playback, they're singing to the playback. They don't just move their mouths. They put their full energy of all their vocal skills into it. But when they know it's live and there's no playback to distract them, it just comes to life.
그러면 라이브로 하실 때, 녹음을 하실 때, 저 같은 경우는 그 인이어 그 이어폰을 끼고 거기로 반주가 나오고 배우들이 노래를 했는데, 미국에서 감독님은 라이브로 녹음을 따실 때 그 배우들의 소리는 어떻게 녹음을 하셨는지 궁금합니다.
Just like you. You see, we have the same technique. You and I have the same technique. When they were singing live, they had the score in their ear. And when they were singing to playback, they had it in their ear, same way. And then, I don't know if you had this problem, but sometimes we had to digitally remove the ear wig from their ears. You had to, with the digital software tools, take out the earwig.
저는 그렇게 해서 CG로 지운 커트가 저는 2,000 커트가 넘습니다.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
네, 그리고 다음은 이제 배우들에 대해서 질문을 하고 싶습니다. 감독님 정도가 되면 헐리우드의 유명한 탑 배우들을 캐스팅할 수 있었을 텐데 왜 신인 배우들을 주연부터 시작해서 많이 신인 배우들을 기용을 했는지 궁금합니다.
Well, the most famous actor in West Side Story is Rita Moreno, and she was my most famous actor. But I wanted this to be a young West Side Story with young people who looked their age. I didn't want them looking in their late 30s, but playing in their late teens, early 20s. I wanted, if they were going to play an 18-year-old or a 21-year-old, I wanted them to be around that age because I wanted everybody to look like kids, like young people. On film is not forgiving. The film actually can make you look heavier and older. And I wanted to make sure all my main cast looked very, very young. And there's not a lot of known singers and dancers. So I went into the world and just said, everybody who is Latino or Latinx, if you want to audition for one of the Shark Girls or Boys, please send in your vocal recordings so we can hear you sing. And I said the same thing about Tony and Anita and Maria, certainly, and all the acts. We had 30,000 self-tapes sent in to Cindy Tolan, our casting director, for only 4 roles, for Maria, Tony, Anita, and Bernardo. 30,000 for 4 roles came in. And that's why it took 1 year to cast the movie. And I was getting worried because I said, the person I'm casting in the early part of the year may be too old to play the role by the time we get this movie made. But we were able to get everybody within the first year.
예, 다음은 이제 촬영에 대해서 한번 여쭤보고 싶습니다. 오랜 세월 함께 해온 이제 야누스 카미스키 촬영 감독이 이번에도 촬영을 맡았는데 촬영의 컨셉 원칙을 알고 싶습니다. 저 같은 경우는 노래를 할 때는 되도록이면 커트를 끊지 않겠다. 이게 저희 촬영의 컨셉이었는데 이번 영화에서 감독님의 촬영의 원칙, 컨셉 이런 거를 한번 알고 싶습니다.
Well, no, I had a lot of cuts during singing. I didn't have that rule so much, but the rule that I basically had was it has to look like the street. It has to look realistic. I don't want to fantasize. I don't want to theatricalize the look of the film. I wanted the film to look like it was shot on location with natural light as opposed to real light. Only a couple sequences I wanted to look very bright, like America. I wanted America to look really bright and colorful, filled with life and light and colors. But a lot of the other parts of the film, I wanted it to look the way the eye sees something. You walk into a room and you see the way the light comes in a window and the way it hits a table and way a lamp in a corner illuminates that corner in balance with the sunlight. And I just said to Janusz, let's make this look as realistic and authentic as possible to give people the feeling that they are these characters and they are really there in this world.
예, 다음은 이제 세트 부분인데요. 그 실제 영화를 보면서 저게 세트인지 그 로케인지를 구분 못할 정도로 되게 궁금한 장면들이 많았는데 보통 세트 촬영의 비중이 여기서는 한 어느 정도 되는지 궁금합니다.
Well, it depends. I think I don't have a percentage for that, but everything outside that was supposed to be exterior was shot on location in New York City, in the four of the five boroughs, and in Paterson, New Jersey. So everything that's supposed to be outside is really location. A lot of what was inside is on actual locations, practical locations, with real access to windows that actually see out to the world. But but we built some sets. We built Bernardo and Anita's apartment. You know, we built what we call the air shaft. The air shaft is behind tenement buildings where the balconies were. So we shot in a real air shaft in Harlem, New York, but we went inside to do the closer angles of the song America because the sound was better building the set of the fire escapes than it would have been if we were actually outside. And I wanted most of that song tonight, the song Tonight, I wanted most of that song to be done live.
사실 영화를 보면서 끝나고 나서 인상 깊었던 게 영화 마지막에 For Dead라는 자막이 있는데 이 For Dead라는 의미가 사실 되게 궁금했습니다.
Well, my dad, I was very lucky. My mom and dad, loved me and my three sisters very, very much. And I was very close to both of them. And my dad's favorite musical is West Side Story. The movie, the 61 movie is my dad's favorite musical. And he kept saying to me, Steve, he calls me Steve, when am I going to see West Side Story? And I said, well, Dad, I'm still in production. I'm still filming it. So my dad was in a wheelchair and he was 103 years old when he died, 103 and a half when he died. So I would have my dad on kind of an iPad and I'd be doing FaceTime and my dad was on the set. He was back in Los Angeles. I'm shooting in New York. My dad's on the iPad watching me film West Side Story from Los Angeles on a live feed. So he had a lot of experience watching me make this movie, but I didn't finish the movie in time to show it to my dad. And then he passed away in 2020. And so I wanted to dedicate the film to my dad, whose favorite film was West Side Story. Favorite musical, I think.
Yeah, I see. 네. 자, 이제 인터뷰가 이제 시간이 다 되어 가는데 한국에서 많은 사람들이 웨스트 사이드 스토리를 기다리고 있습니다. 그런 감독님의 팬들, 관객들에게 마지막으로 하고 싶은 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
Well, hello everybody in Korea. I've been there several times. I have very, very close friends in Korea, in Seoul. I just hope all of you will embrace West Side Story. I think it's a family. I think it's sort of a family film that teens and older teens and adults, and I just think it's something for everybody to embrace together and also be able to cry with each other, to hold each other's hands and give each other support. It's a love story. And if you like love stories, I think you'll really love West Side Story.
Thank you, Steve.
It was so good talking to you. It's always great talking to a director. It's always different, better, always great.
Yeah. Really thank you, Steve. Although this is a short time, but I'll never forget this time with you.
Too short. Well, I hope I meet you. If you're ever in Los Angeles making a movie, if you're ever in Los Angeles, come see me.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope to show you my movie too.
musical.
Yeah, the title.
Send it.
Yeah.
Send it to me. I will look at it and I'll look at it and talk to you right away.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's honor. Yeah.
I will. I promise.
Yeah. The title is the hero. Will be the. It's the first Korean musical movie, and will be probably next be released in next summer.
Next summer. That's when it's going to be finished and it's going to come out next summer.
Yeah. I send you my film.
I'll be in Los Angeles. Just send it to me. I've got witnesses behind me who have they heard me invite you to send your movie to me, and they will make sure it gets to me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you again.